Today I'm here not just to speak, but to sound an alarm, a clear call to wake up from our complacency, the dire threats that we face. What we are witnessing here and across the country is an attempted neo-Marxist takeover. And this isn't just emerging from college kids on campus, as some would suggest, but from the deep-seated, generational rot, cultural rot and corruption that has consumed and overtaken our institutions. Institutions that I'll remind you that are funded by the sweat and the sacrifice of hardworking American taxpayers who by and large want nothing to do with the nonsense and the disrespect that's going on in this state and all over our country. We have, through our negligence, allowed anti-American, anti-Judeo-Christian crusaders to ascend to positions of power in politics, in government, in our academic faculty lounges. What we're facing today is a harvest of Marxist ideology that has been sown and nurtured right under our noses. It's a culture of subversion and destruction that threatens the very fabric of our nation. Now let's remember, silence and inaction are complicity. When we fail to speak, when we hold back the truth for fear of offense, we're responsible for the consequences. The moment of decision can no longer be avoided. It's past time for choosing. Will we stand against anti-Semitism, against hate, against racism, against terrorism, or will we continue to cower, worried about ruffling feathers, even within our own ranks? Listen, this isn't an obscure, abstract threat. Due to choices that have been made by our political class, there are forces right here within our borders who despise what this great country stands for and are more than willing and ready to do us harm. Recall the horrors of October 7th. A stark reminder that calamity doesn't just stem from an abundance of freedom, too many guns, or too much love for our country. Disaster may well be on our doorstep because we allowed the rise of those in our institutions who look in contempt upon the exceptionalism of our founding. We have an opportunity. Let's stand strong against this tide. Let's be the voice that speaks boldly and without fear. The stakes couldn't be higher, and the time to act is now. The time to restore order is now. We have to defend our values, and we have to confront these destructive ideologies head on. Now, who's willing to stand with the victims of these horrible Hamas terrorists and clearly and officially condemn this anti-Semitism that's flooding into our country and flooding into our own state? Now, I know that many of my friends on the left want to speak, but they may be afraid to stand up and do it against the radicals in their own ranks. But if that empty feeling of silence is what you want to take to your grave, then that's on you. But I choose to stand up, we choose to stand up and speak out against this travesty. And my hope is that you'll get the courage to do the same. Because if good people fail to step up, fail to stand up, it's going to get worse. The moment is now. The decision is yours. Thank you.